Ashley Jackson, the goal scorer. Pleased with that?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. A win obviously put us in real good stead. I think that still leaves it in our hands.
Yeah, yes, if
Australia beat
yeah.
India. So yeah, as we expected the tournament to go through every group, every stage in the group really to decide who's in the final. So yeah, I think we probably should have won that, but at the same time, George, again, our best player in goal and keeps us in it as well, really. So I guess it could have gone both ways.
Yeah, and you got to say the German keeper Jacobi had quite a good game too. He kept you out so many times, made so many great saves. We thought it was going to be one of those nights for you.
Yeah, they were strange in their penalty corner defence. So it's kind of trying to be aware of what was happening around you and still commit to the flick at the same time, but make a good decision. And just because they were mixing it up and throwing something real different at us, it's fairly difficult challenge.
Strange to see the first runner coming from the right-hand side.
Yeah.
You don't often see that, the right-hand side of the keeper.
Yeah, you don't really, and to be honest, it's pretty dangerous. So always in the back, he's not running to where the ball is. He's running body line almost, which is fairly intimidating if you're the flicker to commit to what you're doing, knowing that he's very likely to catch you in a very vulnerable position.
Right, well, let's have a look at the goals. Germany, they had so many penalty corners. George Pinner made some great saves, and then this is a fantastic. You must appreciate this one, Ashley. No.
Obviously a very well worked move. George does make the save, and we can't quite get it clear, but. I think because George makes the first save, we would hope to then mop up. If they work the move and the ball goes straight in, then fair play. But still a little disappointed, even though we conceded so many.
We'll talk about your goal in a minute, but you did your fair bit of work in defence. Just this lovely little bit of a flick away. Have you?
Yeah, I don't think you're showing the corner that I gave away in the first half. So, yeah, you win some and you lose some in there, yeah.
But that is what this team's all about, everyone digging in and doing their bit. The goal did come eventually. And again, their keeper, you thought, we're never going to beat anything, and then this came along.
Yeah, and probably the worst one of the bunch, really. So I guess if you keep banging on the door, eventually you're going to get through. So ideally a bit earlier in the game, and we could have really put some pressure on at the end, and might have made a bit more of a difference. But yeah, good to get one and make sure we get the point from the game.
You know that you could have Cedric, you know that you could have just come up here and said, as any flicker probably would, just I was aiming through his legs, then take the credit.
Don't believe any flicker.
I think if you look at Jacobi, many of the goals he's conceded through the gate. And when we were talking about it just before the flick, and I said if it's going through the centre, it's going right in, and boom, it went right.
Yeah, I think the difficult thing is that you practice your four corners all the time religiously, and you can almost pick them with your eyes closed. And actually, the keepers really do struggle with the ones that are in around their feet and maybe a little bit close to their body, because it's coming so fast and they have such little time to read it that they're expecting it in the corners, and when it's not quite there, they may have overplayed it to a certain point, and it leaves holes somewhere else. So.
Just a question to you also, the fact that they changed the running out, and they had the coming in from the right hand side of the goalkeeper and the blind side, basically in a suicide run, if I call it. Would you look at flicking on the goalkeeper's right? Or did you have the opportunity to flick?
Yeah, that's what you're weighing up. If the runner's running from that side, then it gives you a chance to play to the right-hand side of the goal. As you look, the goalkeeper knows that, so he cheats across a little bit. So you weigh up trying to get it past the runner, whether it then becomes dangerous or not and goes against you, or do you take the channel that they're giving you and hope that you can beat the goalie in a fairly tight space. So I think sometimes it's just important to get the ball to the goal.
True.
Then we can play rebounds, or hopefully you sneak one in, and sometimes you might try and go around the runner and take the consequences.
Just a quick word about your skipper. We know what a driving force he is. He's unbelievable on the line, isn't it? The two efforts today were quite breathtaking. This one in the first half, and then he has another one in the second half.
Yeah, I think he'd prefer most of them like that, where they're just dribbling towards him. But he spent a lot of time becoming the world's best postman, and you should come and watch training. It's fairly entertaining. John Bleeby gets his stick out and blows off the cobwebs and basically hits tennis balls at him from the top of the circle as hard as he can. Baz standing there in his mask and his cricket gloves, and it's fairly amusing. But yeah, he spent a lot of time at that, and well, you know, that's 2 goals he saved us straight away there, and then there was one in the second half as well.
All right, Ashley, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations on the draw. You get back into the game. I know you're not that happy, but you're still alive in this competition. But it was a game probably dominated by the goalkeepers, and Mike's with both.